So today we have an action-packed video for you, and this is detailing the Bibury 31-in-1 or the DL30 Daicamping, rock tool, Swiss Tech, whatever your surge clone is. And some of you have asked what fits in the T-Shank holder. So that's what we will be going over today. So right away, there are a couple things that you should know about the T-Shank holder. First of all, it is different from the Leatherman Surge. So it will be a little bit thinner than the Leatherman Surge. This is the file that comes with your Daicamping or again, your other clones. But keep in mind that it will be a little thinner than your normal T-Shank Jigsaw blades. And then also keep in mind that the T-Shank blades given you are too long to fit in the handle. So let's go ahead and address some of these issues. Now, right off the bat, let's go ahead and bring this out. And what we have right here is a spacer that will fix a lot of our issues. So when I put this in like so, then you'll notice that it does have a lot of play back and forth, but if you make this blank to put in it, then it will be a lot better. So let's go ahead, throw this in here quick, and then you can see just it's night and day. So really, really, really good. Now, some of you asked before, because I had to do this with another tool, I think it was my Leatherman Wave, how to do it. Well, all you do is you get some very thin cardboard. So in the US, it would be like our cereal boxes, very thin cardboard. Cut it out, put it in there. Again, obviously trace it thin enough so it doesn't catch on the edges. Because if it does, then there won't be enough room for this to close. You have some very minimal tolerances right here with this T-Shank. And then if you don't want to do it yourself, you can get metal or aluminum blanks off of AliExpress, but again, then you have to pay for it. So it's very easy. You just trace it out, tiny piece of cardboard, and then you're good to go. So let's go ahead and put this back in like so. Now, one of the things I do sort of have an issue with the T-Shank adapter on these is it will sort of pull like this. So what you want to do is there's a knob right here. So you'll actually want to pull out with the knob rather than this right here, which again, a lot of times I'm tempted just to pull the tab out. So keep that in mind. You'll want to flick the knob out right there, this right here. All right, so let's talk about what options are available for T-Shank saw blades. So again, we've already talked about this. These are too long right here. You see the big difference. All you would have to do is, these are included with the tool. All you would have to do is cut these down about 1 inch. Again, with a grinder, cutoff tool, and then it would close in the handle. But as they are right now, they will not close in the handle. So we'll set those off to the side. And then this right here is what we get in this set right here. So this is from Harbor Freight. This is an American store where it sells a lot of Chinese or overseas tools. And again, they're very cheap, a lot of times cheaply made, but they are upping their quality a little bit. So this right here was, I think, about $15 to $20 for this set. And I think it'd be comparable to ones. Perhaps I'll leave a couple links from Amazon. Again, I haven't tested those on Amazon, but these I have tested. And then the links I leave from Amazon, you'll have to test those out. So these right here, again, T-Shank 30 pieces. And let's look at what you get. Now, I don't know if I can leave a link for Harbor Freight because I think you have to show up to their store. But anyway, you can at least know that it is there. So this right here is to cut thick metal right there. And then you do have this blade right here, which is, I guess that's thick metal as well. This one right here is very similar, almost the same to the Gerber MP600, what some of them have. This is the carbide grit, and this is that supposedly all-in-one stuff that Remington has on some of their blades. And then we have this one right here, which is metal thin. And you can see how small those teeth are. And then this one right here, let's see if I can get this one. This is wood clean scroll. And then we have this one, which is metal scroll. And then we have, I believe, one more right here, which is metal medium. So all these come in the set. Now you get a lot more, but they're too large. Again, you could cut them down. But all these right here come in this set. Again, that come in this package right here from Bayer. And they all fit right out of the box in your Daicamping DL30 or again, your Bibury. So very easy. I think it's a great option. That way you don't have to cut, you don't have to do anything. And there's a pretty good assortment right here. So that sort of covers a lot of the saw blades, but so one of you mentioned this, which I thought was really cool. Now this right here is this is the super tool. I think this is the EOD version. This is, I think it is. And what we have right here is we have the option, and actually, I don't know if I know how to do this. So this one right here, so I may have to look into this. So we have this option right here. This is actually from a Leatherman. I believe this is the EOD version. This is with the punch right here. And this right here is actually another T-Shank blade. And let's go ahead and try this in your Bibury. So we'll go ahead and throw this in right here. And then you can see that it fits pretty snugly right in there. And then it fits right into your Bibury right there like so. So that's another great option. Again, you can get replacement blades. At least one of you guys said you can from Leatherman. So if that's something you would prefer to do instead of buying just Jigsaw T-Shank, that is something you can do from Leatherman for their Super Tool 300. So this right here is a little different process. You actually have to pull back on this tab right here. And I've had this for a little bit, but I never realized how it worked. I guess I just assumed it was like the surge, but it actually has where you push this back and then it comes out. So anyway, as a side note. All right, so we've covered the Jigsaw blade. So let's go ahead and move on to files. So now with your file, again, this is the file that comes with your Bibury. So let's take out the blank. The saw blade, put the over here. So this is the file that comes. So you do have the diamond side and then the regular side, and it fits very nicely. But what if you ruin your file and want to get another one? Well, this tool is so cheap, you might almost be better just to buy another tool. But if you don't want to do that, one of the things you can do is you can go ahead and grab your Leatherman file from your Surge and simply grind it down so it's not as thick, and then it will fit in your Bibury. Now this one I had to cut down because I was using it for my Leatherman Wave, so I did an experiment with it, and then I had to cut down, trim the depth of this quite a bit to make it to be able to fit in the T-Shank adapter on my Leatherman Wave. So this is an aftermarket part, and again, I've done some videos on that, but this was able to fit right in there. And again, this is a trimmed down Leatherman file. So you could use that from your Leatherman Surge anytime you want to. Again, just trim it down. And so that would take care of your file. And I think for the file and the saw blade, I think it's $12 from Leatherman. Again, I'll try to leave links below, and that's something you could add for your Bibury. Now, one of the other options you can do is, for instance, what I did with my Leatherman Surge, you have to be careful here, is I put a scalpel blade on it. And I actually made the scalpel blade out of this. So this is just a scalpel tool. And then you trace out your T-Shank adapter. You do a lot of grinding. And then I was able to make it fit. Now, obviously, to fit in here, you would have to do a whole lot more grinding because it's a lot thinner than even the Leatherman surge adapter is. But that is something that you could do, I believe, just like you can do all the other ones. So that's an option if you want to do it. Again, I don't think I'll do that for my Bibury, but I just wanted to throw that out there. And then I thought this would be a cool option. You could have a hook for your scalpel tool from Havalon, but it doesn't fit the best in here. So keep that in mind. And I don't know that it would actually fit in your tool all the way. So if some of you have been thought about making a cutting hook from with your scalpel mod, probably not the best option, just as another side note. All right, so let's move on to some more crazy things that we can do. Now, the option that I think is the best, instead of a scalpel, is to get something like this. This is the Bosch, again, T-Shank. This is a cutting blade. This is a T113A3, and this essentially is almost like a utility knife blade. So then we can just fit this in like so. Let's see, close this up, and then you have a blade. Now, I had to cut this down. I actually made one for, I think, oh, I know, it's in one of my other, it's in my DL30 actually, is what I did. So, but anyway, you have to cut these down to be able to fit, but it's not that big a deal. You just cut a little bit off the end, and then you've got a blade. Now, some of you have asked in other videos, why would you do that? You've got a regular knife, got a serrated blade. Why would you do that? Well, because sometimes if you're cutting a lot, you might not want to ruin those blades. You might just want something for opening boxes. And that is a handy alternative to have, especially if you're too lazy to sharpen your knife or you feel like it's just too much of a hassle. So just wanted to throw that out there. That is another option. All right, so let's get a little crazier. What else can we do? Well, you can make a fork. So a lot of you, I don't think, are too big of fans of this, but for a couple of you that think this is a great idea, what you can do is you could actually make a fork. This is off of AliExpress. You can get a credit card tool. It looks like the Victorinox wallet tool. It comes with a knife and it comes with a fork. And so this is the fork in that tool. It's very minimalist and it's not the best fork out there. It does sort of stab your mouth a little bit at times. So use with caution. But if you do have problems forgetting your fork, this can be an option. A lot of times at work, I'll forget mine. And so I thought this might be a good option just in those scenarios when I've forgotten every utensil that I have. All right, so one more crazy thing you can do, not only the fork, but you can also add a comb if you have to. Now, Zap Wizard has a great mod for the Leatherman Arc, so a comb for there. This is actually a very not a great mod right here, but this is from the Keyport comb, and Keyport, or this is the Klecker actually, not the Keyport. This is the Klecker, and this right here is off of Amazon. I don't think they make this anymore, but there's still, I think, a fairly large stock of supplies. And so if you want this, I would pick it up while you can. So it's Klecker's stowaway tool is actually what it is. And it does fit in Keyport. That's why I was getting mixed up here. But anyway, so there you go. You can have a comb that will fit right there in your Bibury. And I actually had it for my Leatherman Wave T-Shank, but it still gets a little stuck in here. And so I think it actually works a lot better in this Bibury DL30 frame. So those are all options you can do with your Bibury. I hope this helps. And let me know what things you would like to add to the T-Shank adapter. What other tools do you think would be good to fit in there? And I'd love to hear from you.